All right, let's talk about another knife that I'm just not comfortable with, not an expert at. I just recently did a fixed blade knife that Luck Knives made, the Squall, and this is also from Luck Knives. He didn't make this, but he lent it in. This is the Suprlativ Comanche. It is a slip joint. I don't carry a slip joint, so bear with me, okay? Just stick with me a few minutes, and at the end, let me know how I did, okay? I've done some slip joints before. I did a bunch of traditionals a while back from the Knife Junkie lent me, trying to get me into traditional knives. And yeah, I don't know. So Superlative Knives is actually a collaboration. They are made by Riot in China. If you have a problem with that, I don't know what to tell you. But it's a collaboration of Oser Knives out of Utah, Jared Oser out of Utah, Enrique Pena out of Laredo, Texas, I think it is, and Javi Garcia Knives out of Central Texas. Those three gentlemen got together and they designed these Superlative line. There's a bunch of different models. There are some that are not slip joints, but they, there is a whole lineup of knives. This just happens to be the Comanche slip joint. Now, part of the reason why I don't love slip joints is when there's no pocket clip and I got enough junk at the bottom of my pocket already. Okay. Yes, you can get a slip clip, basically a leather slip that has a clip on it and you put it in your pocket. But they're also harder to deploy. Okay. This one has a really good, what they call walk and talk. It's a very strong spring. Snaps out in that 90-degree position and pops all the way out. This is a swayback style. Again, something I'm not super familiar with and looks aesthetically a little goofy to me because it almost is like they put the blade in backwards, right? Normally you have kind of the swell at the bottom and, it feels a little odd in the hand. But in doing all of my research before I film videos, of course, really, it is designed more and intended to be used in a reverse grip for cutting your apple, peeling potatoes, doing that sort of work, whittling, that type of work is what this is more designed for. Which I get it. Okay. If we took a standard knife, more traditional style, whatever, and you're working it this way, it's not quite as comfortable. Absolutely. I get that part. But I don't know. It's still a little odd to me, but that's just me. You were going to have different thoughts and feelings for sure. This one is titanium scale, titanium frame, and I believe this is the burlap micarta inlays. They made these with a bunch of different inlays, some G10, some Timascus. You really need to use the thumb neck, for me anyway, on this one. And using nail nicks like that always give me a little bit of the creepies because I always feel like I'm going to rip my thumbnail off. But anyway, hand rub satin finish, M4 blade steel, super hard, super edge retention, little more on the, you got to take care of it a little bit more because it's not quite as corrosive resistant, but you get the other benefits, right? The fit and finish on this is fantastic. It's Riot. Of course, it's going to be great. You can see Mike carries this, uses it. It's a little bit, I wouldn't even call it banged up. It's got some marks from carry and use. Probably has it in a slip of some sort. But all in all, a great looking knife. A little bit odd, just for those reasons I already mentioned. But let's give you some of the specs. It's 4 1/4 inches closed, 7 5/8 overall. 3.4 inch blade with 2.9 inch cutting edge. We talked about the blade steel. It's 3.8 ounces. So it is a lighter weight, great weight to carry. Here it is next to the Sharpie. What else is on my notes here? I think I covered those things. Since I pulled out the North Arm Skaha, Mike up in Canada made these. There was 3 of them just like this, S35 EM blade that me, Alex, and one other person got. And then they started using this Mars carbon fiber right after they made that lineup of 3. So wasn't quite as special as we had anticipated, but that's okay. It's okay. It's all right. Can't always be special. I would show you other slip joints, but I don't have any other slip joints, I don't think. Here it is with the D cell and a AA battery. I do carry a slip joint daily. It's a small little Swiss Army knife, literally like this big, that has a little LED flashlight on a keychain next to it. And that's always in the bottom of my pocket when I'm out and about. It's not in my pocket right now because I'm at the house. So I'm not usually carrying a knife or wearing a watch when I'm around the house. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you guys have one? Have you used the Swaybacks? Do you EDC a Swayback? And if so, what do you use it for? I don't know. Give me some thoughts. I think this is just really more of a kind of a discussion type video to see what people think of the Swayback design. Typically, the Swaybacks are this sheepfoot Warncliffe style blade from what I understand. So, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts.